My friend asked if I was making it harder on myself on purpose. The answer is yes. In this chapter of MowLosophy, I'm talking about how I think I do make it harder on myself sometimes. For a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how I make it harder on myself and why I think I do, and why my friend was right to call it out. Do you make it harder on yourself? You tell me.
I had a friend, dear friend, ask me recently, why do you make it so hard on yourself? Yeah. They've known me for a very long time. They're taking a pulled back look at my life and saying you've made choices that accept extra burden, that accept extra challenge. And their perspective was that, there was a certain lustiness with the way I approached that, almost as if I wanted it. And it's like, are you looking for that abuse? Are you trying to put yourself through something difficult and hard? And yes, I think I am. Sometimes that's healthy, and sometimes it's not. And I think that they understood that about me, and they're trying to highlight the concept of, like, have you adopted, just because you are different and perspectives differ from the mainstream, are you looking to make things harder to establish your own difference internally? To establish my individuality internally, and I think there's a lot to that. What's coming to my mind is when I first started getting into aggressive skating, rollerblading, my parents were not liking the dangers of broken limbs and such. So, like, pads. They were making me wear these pads. And any of you who were into skating, inlining, in the late 90s, you'll remember those giant knee pads that you could wear. And there was like the $60 pairs that had the 1.5-inch thick cushion. I forget what they were called. They had the badass cool kneecaps, and mostly only like vert skaters would wear those so they could slide in. And they bought me like I don't know if it came on this silly route. They got me a pair of these like neon green, plasticky, amateur looking things. They were probably only $5 or $10, which was in the budget, not the 68. So I couldn't abide the embarrassment, nor could I break trust with my parents and not do as requested. So my approach was to painstakingly glue pennies all over the kneecaps of these knee pads, and I painted like the green to silver, I think. They were like hard to get on, hard to carry, hard to hold, hard to do anything with, but they looked different. They felt different, and nobody had ever seen it before. And so I felt good about my weird shit. Which I think is like fun. Okay, so we customize things, we embellish things. I bedazzled my knee pads. Somehow in my mind that translates to the hard way, the difficult way. I had to like lay them down special. I took them on the bus so the pennies would fall off. And if I actually fell, I think pennies would have gone everywhere. I never fell in them. So I didn't want to. But I made it harder on myself. I skated less aggressively because I was protecting my pennies because I wanted to be different. And so as I've been thinking about my friend's sort of question, like, are you making it hard on yourself on purpose? And I think in some circumstances I am. Solely for the sake of being different. And why would I want to be different? So that I could be seen, respected, be cool, be understood, be appreciated. What is all of that? External validation. So there I am, doing something different and hard. External validation. Is that okay? Is that something that we should do with doses? Is that something like we shouldn't do all the time, but it's okay? Is this just a question for myself, and none of y'all need to think about it? That's a possibility. It's a legit possibility. Oh, snap.
Hashtag MowLosophy. Follow and share your thoughts. It's what keeps me mowing.